Now we are going to more research about the three practitioners. Sorry, don't become angry. Oh, now I can see you. Quoting the Dzogchen Rinpoche's explanation of the 9 vehicles, and he wrote, divided like there is a 5 way, and it's called the initially enter point, the view, the meditation, and the conduct, and the result of the Shavaka, Pachika Buddha, and the Bodhisavayanas. Tea is delicious. Then it's like we talking about the Shavaka. Initially enter, how it's like they are entry point, yes. Entry point, that means is how they entering or the apply or at the beginning in the path. And second is the view, very important. Third is the meditation. Fourth is conduct. Fifth is the result. Then the initial entry point, how they are entering into the entering point, means is like the entering door of liberation, how they are applied, they begin the path. And when they apply the path, then first time is settle down the view. That view, what is the view? When the Shavaka, Pachika Buddha, Bodhisattvas, they look at the 4 application of the mindfulness, how they perceived, how they perceive body, how they perceive feeling, how they perceive mind, how they perceive phenomena. And which kind of they have view? Do you think body is a square or round, or how it is, and luminosity or emptiness, or what it is? What do you have view of the body? And also, which kind of you idea have about feeling? And also, it's like how about your mind? Mind existent or not existent? Maybe you think mind is brain or heart or marrow. What? And also, is which kind of sort of do you have view, idea about the mind. And also phenomena. There's varieties of the phenomena, but we don't need to search in all the phenomena. We can to one single object of the phenomena, same as body, feeling, mind, phenomena. Maybe it's all. When you say the body, maybe it's large, it's a general. There's no specific body. But if you are fixed your own body, or maybe body of the mandala, body of the vase, body of the pillar, body of the camera, any body you pick up, you analyze, and you something find, something you have idea, then you can apply that to all other bodies. It's same. They're not different. For example, all the bodies connect to the five aggregations. Five aggregations. Five aggregations. Particularly, four aggregations. Particularly. All form, body, is five aggregations. I'm not sure. You said yes, you are saying yes, but I'm not sure. Even you don't know the list of the five aggregations, how you can to say yes? You know, five aggregation. This is like you never analyze. This building is, this body is compounded of the five aggregation. Five aggregation. Five aggregations. Five aggregation: form, formation, perception, sensation, consciousness. Are you sure? Am I right? Someone's reading the gateway knowledge. It's okay, it's your friend. Okay, five aggregation. Now what I said, the body is maybe, I would to say, is more connected aggregation of the form. Other four aggregations connect to more mind. And body and phenomena are most the same. But one is the subject, one is object, I would say. One is very close. Your own individual body. Body and phenomena. But when you say the phenomena, maybe included entity on entity, or animate, inanimate. Very universal phenomena. Red, yellow, consciousness, and blue, grass, lake, rocky mountain, and mountain mirror, solar systems, and all the eight consciousness. The Shavakas, they don't accept the eight consciousness. I make mistake. Seven consciousness. Oh, no. Six consciousness, and I think yes, six consciousness, and eight consciousness only the Mahayanas, not the Hinayanas. They cannot accept, and therefore these things are the everything's phenomena. Then it's like a sensation, formation. It's more formation is more kind of, I want to say, is mentally. But perception is formation, perception. Yeah, perception is the inner picture of the mind. Formation is the movement of the mind. Feeling is like a cessation is more, also is like test of the mind. Yeah. And like this, then says like a view. On that is like the 4 application of mindfulness, which is body, feeling, mind, phenomena. And when Shavakas research these 4 subject matter, what they discovered, finally whatever they discovered, then they meditate on it. That is, we say, are you concerning your views? Oh yes. One pointedly, I'm thinking my view, what I discovered. That means, for example, I look at the colors, blue, like sky. I look at the sky, blue sky. Yeah, blue sky is blue sky. Sky is blue. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm considering sky is blue definitively. Then you need to more to understand and through this like kind of meditate on the blue sky, blue sky, blue sky. And then it's like you discover the sky is blue. Okay. Then you meditate on the blue sky. That we call the meditations. Then it's the support conduct. Conduct is more beginning, it's a discipline. Conduct and the discipline, moral discipline, is more same. Because good conduct help to your meditation. And meditations developing the views. Views are thinking about the reality. Reality, what you are concerning. For example, of course, reality of the nature reality. But now I'm like blue sky. Okay, I think sky is blue. That is the definition. My research found the sky is blue. And are you precisely? Of course, someone says you are completely confused because skies never has any color, shape, dimension. Why you say the blue skies? Then my view's wrong. Then my meditation's wrong. And then it's like not very good. Like this. Therefore, result is not good because you are wrong thinking. This morning I said this. You want to recognize the Tashi. Someone says Tashi's nose is a big, round, a little flat. I mean, it's a little bit wrong explanation. Maybe good explanation, but you catch the wrong a little bit. Then when you really finally, you teach impossible. But explanation first, the view of the Tashi, you correct to see the picture. You have really is like a picture of the Tashi. Then you have perfect view of the Tashi. Then you can to thinking that one. Later you see real Tashi, and then easily, no mistake. Like the feature of the body, sensation, mind, phenomena. The feature, really picture of the body, sensation, mind, phenomena, how it is. Then we need to explanation. Buddha, he explained that nature is like this and that, particularly second teaching, third teaching. Of course, first teaching according to the Four Noble Truths, it is like more sensation and also the absolute truth. It's talking about the really feature of the body, feeling, sensation, mind of mind and phenomena. And then it's like really to showing the picture. Maybe more Mahayana's tradition really showing the pictures. And the seer is Mahayana's eyes is very sharp. Like resolution is very good. But the Shavaka Pachika Buddhas, the eyes is a little bit, the resolution is foggy. And then is the view of the Tashi, the view of the feature, the picture of the body, feeling, mind, sensation is not really. Then it's maybe difficult to meditate, difficult to result. Maybe conduct is like it's touchable, moral discipline. Yeah, that's quite perfect. But view is a little bit like this. But now we can to say that they have view. How do they have view? Of course. And we can to say the view that you know very well, Shavakas. They analyze the body and the sensation, phenomena, mind. And maybe it's the body is as we say, it's like kind of the aggregations. Aggregation is the particles, and like kind of the many small dust or the particles. And then it's like one look at the body. Its body is a pipe of the particles. It's not kind of the sand pipe, sand. And sometimes they say it's like how it is. They analyze 100% body, doesn't matter word, any sentient being's body, your each individual bodies. It's like a kind of many pipe like particles to be together. Then there's talking about someone says they stick each other, and someone is they said not stick. They are like kind of a little gap between there is going like this, and then body is they go to the deep. For example, rough particle, like 4 limbs. This limb, this limbs, very rough. You can twist the outer body of the world, east, north, south. You divide very big. Others body like this. Then you go deep particles. Go deep. For example, piece of like a little part of this body. Also, there are trillions particles. Then this one go to deep and deep. Then they need to find the source, causal. Finally, they can't find nothing, but that is not good. There is indivisible. One particle is you cannot destruct it. Indestructible. Like in our modern scientific perspective, maybe primary cause it is the unseparability of the 3 particles, proton, neutron, electronics. Maybe these are you can divide it, but they are all the times together. This building block of all the big bodies, phenomena. And then this is like the source of the phenomena. I think so that you are more have notion of the science. But then it's like a mind, phenomena, things, everything is building block. Electrics produce the mind, and the particle and antiparticles produce the body. This is the beginning. Of course, it's like a big bang is things coming together, they explode. Then these particles went everywhere, and then it's coming something. That doesn't make sense. It's a very ridiculous thing to make a joke. And but it's okay. Big Bang. There is, and we say it's like Big Bang. First, it's like Big Bang is need to have very big things is coming together. Where these atom particles come from, and then certainly again explode to the again like this, or maybe it's there's tiny particles. This one explode is like a DNAs. They developed is like this many particles. But this tiny Big Bang, where it's come from? Who created? It is belong the sky, space, or water, or air? Which element? Which contractions? But there is like kind of the element in where it's come from the element, or space where it's come from the space. You can go to deep. And the Shavakas also, they go deeply. Then they say, yeah. What? What is yeah? Yeah means there's the indivisible tiny particle is existent. If you cannot take away that. Why? Because this is the source of all the other phenomena. This is indestructible. Because without that, then they're afraid completely something emptiness. They're very much scaring. This sort of we have also. Even the Buddhist practitioners, when you are thinking like this, sometimes they say scared. I don't want to be enlightenment. Why is it? Because I don't want to become emptiness. Everything they think is emptiness. True nature is not emptiness, but inconceivable things, no dimension, no color. Nothing kind of the existence, no existence, everything is come from that. Longchenpa says. And like this, it is bodies. Bodies is come from the body, surely. But body's nature is like not kind of the body. It's inconceivable. The nature of the body is not color, not atom, not particle. And that is like but there's something particle. It's a Vasabandhu, or someone says, Shantakirti, someone says, it's like, this part, small indivisible part, do you have like 4 directions or 6 directions? 4 directions, up or down. If you say no, nothing, then it's like this kind of trillion, billion, and coming together cannot build nothing at all. And then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The 0, 0 never is like make something. And then it's like 0 emptiness. And that's maybe you can do searching like this. And also feelings here. When we said, I have feelings, sensation, suffering, happiness, neutral feeling. And when you have suffering feeling, you're searching. Exactly become like this. Reality. Suffering is a kind of, this feeling is coming some together, coordinating the 5 faculties. When you look at the feelings, feelings sometimes you need to have, in order to have feeling, your object subject need to connect. Like for example, tongue faculties, you need to connect it. The faculty of the tongue, food or drink things, touch, then you have feeling, delicious or not delicious, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Physically, yes. Eye is not, no need to connect it. You see, ear is not really connected. Mind is not connected. But something is object, subjects coming, you have feeling. And then this feeling also we say, oh, happy, I want to continue happy. Oh, I have suffering. I don't want. The neutral state. Researching both the nature of the realities, there is not this kind of dualistic feeling, sorrow, happy, neutral. Feeling is the nature of feeling. And then is the mind also is like this. And then is like phenomena are like this. Then is we come to say is like to object and the subject. Then the divided subject is this one, body. Body is the subject. On the body, the Shavakas, they say it's these compounded bodies, according that, then I have idea of the I. I am. I is the uniform or the spy of the body existence, then you call the I. I like, for example, I says this if the mandalas, it was coming. This is this we call the mandala because this shape is coming mandala. They like this. These 5 aggregations created this form, and then is the mind included there, and then is like this is I, my I, and then is object. Object is the phenomena. Phenomena, it is the mind and the phenomena. And then it's like in the phenomena and the mind is more analyzed through the, maybe it is like a kind of everything is a particle, but it's the mind is like a more one momentary nature. And then it's like a indivisible momentary nature is like maybe mind is changing. Therefore there is 2 particle, indivisible particles. Surely is the existence. According that, then we received mind and the phenomena. It's called the phenomena, and holding the like kind of the self phenomena, self existence of the phenomena, like this. Then this has the view. If you realize that you meditate on it, and then you be liberations. But I'm really not sure. But anyway, you this very tiny. You meditate on it, that indivisible, empty kindness. On one pointedly meditate. Then his mind is become more calm, freed from the like comes from the busyness, hotness, and like a kind of the turmoil. And then it's become more and more calm. Then you can say concentration meditations. And then it's like relaxation of body, relaxation of the mind is coming. You call the meditation, absorption, one pointed meditate. And then is you call the third one's meditations. And then is the fourth one is then is a conduct, means you are fully on the discipline. And then is like in order to meditate on this view, and the conduct is like a 6 transcendent. It's difficult to say the practice by Shavaka Pachika Buddhas, because 6 transcendent is more conduct benefit for the other sentient beings. like more compassionate activities. But here is like kind of the Shavakapachic Buddhas, we would to say more like keep the conduct of the principally 10 negative action abandoned and the 10 positive actions fully. Top of that, Buddhas and the like give moral discipline called in the Vinayanas. 251 moral discipline, and that is the what is the moral discipline. And when you are like during the daily life, when you sitting timers, you working timers, sleeping timers, and eating timers, chatting timers, and also, for example, connect to your clothes, your food, and connect to your conversation, and connect to the like and the daily all your activities. Of course, it is connect to the body, verb, minds. For example, bodies. Okay, moral discipline, how you work. You cannot run, and also it's like in India's, they say it's like you cannot wearing shoes. Most times they are without shoes because it can disturb to the others. And also it is like like you need to wearing simple cloth. And he give there's the dharma ropes, only 3 ropes. One is under down, one is upper, one is outside. It's kind of to how do you say to keep a little bit warm. These 3 things. More than that, then they disturb to your minds. For example, you think expensive clothes and jewels and like kind of shoes, trousers, and also t-shirt, jacket, coat, and then it's like this, and then it's you need the money, you need thinking shop, which branch, and then many. And for really you want to be liberate, really you serious to practice very simple cloth. And also this cloth normally it is not kind of you buy or given something. Normally you take from the solitude, like the how do you say is take from the cemeteries, and then they are wearing that. And this is why it's a moral discipline, because it's like you are not kind of the destroying something, and also you don't need to change often. And also when you are wearing the dharma robe, monastery robes, until completely finished, maybe in your life probably 1 or 2 enough. And maybe you have the 2, one you wash, one is like even you wash you have discipline, you cannot to give to others. And for example, if nuns monasteries monastery robes cannot wash by the monks monastery robes cannot wash by the nunnery nuns, and because there is something kind of the discipline, and it's like kind of the cannot disturb. And also food is the durations, like the food, the federation of food, how do you say durations, reducing, like there is such the moral discipline. And also it's like when you eat morning, and then in the sometimes in the morning drink tea, and more simple, and you can to meditate very well, not want during the meditation, not dullness, no agitations coming. And then lunchtime is this limited, not full of your begging bowls, impossible. And then it's like also lunch times. You go outside wherever you receive the first one families. You say, please give me lunch, something begging. Whatever they give you, that's if maybe it's sometimes later they're like begging bowls full and they make joke. Once I was in the Thailand or something, and then the begging bowls are full and like bananas, everything, and then they bring back and then it's keep it there. And in Tibet, not that, but in Tibet, the monks is also it's like they receive donation, many things, then bring. In the during the real Buddhas, for the Shavaka Pachika Buddha, they practicing Shavaka, they cannot to keep that. They whatever they need, received, okay, then they eat. Also, they cannot too much take because you cannot to leave. Maybe a little bit leave to dedicate for the leftover for the hunger goes. And then you drink, then you cannot eat one meal per day. And this is such a kind of benefit. In the afternoon, all the bacteria is upside down. You eat food a lot and they push the suffering and your meditation is dullness. Therefore, really healthy is good persons. They never eat in the evening. And many monks. Then it's like, for example, modern times is also you can to lunch. They say this like a breakfast is the minister breakfast. Lunch is the king. Dinner is very poor. And this is our modern idioms. Like this in the evening is like also for health and also for particularly meditation. Therefore, food. When you are talk, this like a 251 discipline is connected to the talk verbally. You talk not loudly, not low, just gentle. Of course, there is a like kind of three or negative verb like harsh word. This is absolutely, but also not too much talk, not kind of reduce, very necessary things. And also it's like mindfulness all the times to talk others. What can I need talk? What this if I'm say hurting, this one says not. There are there. This is moral discipline. And when you are sitting times, also it's like not like this meditation impossible, and this is impossible. Like to sit really direct. Of course, it's like your mind is advantageous. Maybe whatever you do is no problem. But for in the Shavaka perspective, you should to be sit really good. And if you working time to run is not very good, you lose your meditation. Really step by step. And therefore sometimes monks they sometimes rule. Here is one very strange things. If you run, it's like this. And then it's not good. This just a little move. This is making the rule for your walking, and cannot run. And also it's like bodies cannot cutting grass and like this. Then it's like in the solitude you need this discipline. This discipline conduct to help into the view meditations. And then it's like the result, Shavaka, Pachika, like the Arhat. Arhat means it's like, for example, we can to say is three ralamas, desire ralamas, and form ralamas, formless ralamas. For example, desire ralamas is our mind is inconsistent, very much rational, busy. Sometimes hussy, like sometimes the right, how do you say? Right, yes, this mouse, rat rising, like in our Dharma city, yeah, this mouse that is running around like this, and our mind is like this. We need to go beyond that. And also the four dhyanas, there is like kind of four like the dhyanas, and also there is meditation level like this. These four dhyanas, and there's more on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, like this. More calm, more relaxed. And then it's formless. There's four ralamas. It's absolutely mind is very much relaxed, and almost of course they are, if we reborn there's no physical, but this level is very much calm, almost they can control. And then it's like it's nothing, is the top of that is a comparison, compare like this. And then it's like a certain in the perspective there's really is like a mind under the control. And then it's become the arhat. Arhat means it's like you can maintain their 80 years to maintain this. That is the shavakas, is the enlightenment or the liberation. But for the Mahayana's perspective, it is not really liberation, because they still you have the like kind of the like a kind of inconceivable death. And there is some four obscurations there is, maybe you can to look. And these things is you need to bring reborn again this world, you need to apply. And therefore, and the bodhisattvas, and in this kind of labor is coming, then there is like a kind of the nine, like a kind of last moment is like a really direct to realize that the nature realities, the best are her, that is bodhisattvas, is a perfect Buddhahood. There's nothing left, any obscurations or something is like need to purify it. No need to reborn again, no need to apply again. So, and therefore it is like a Shavakas, we say is a entirety point, view, meditation, conduct. The result is like this. And of course it is like a beginning, the I want to say is like a Shavakas. Shavakas Buddhas, Shavaka Buddhas, they have the such motivated by the feeling of the renunciation. And they also analyze, for the Four Noble Truths and the relative truths, perspective, suffering, truth of the origination is the relative realities. And they more understand, they want to be free from that. And they have such a renunciation, means the kind of the hesitation, want to be free from. Of course, they have one is the problems, the attitude, wish to escape from all the realms of the samsara by themselves, and that is the themselves alone. And then is the a little bit lesser vehicle. This is like kind of and researching views problem, but beginning the motivation attitude is the problems. It is not the kind of the very small narrow only consume self, the alone a self. There is like this kind of the motivation. Then they received one of the 7 sets of the Patimokkha's vows. 7 kind of 7 sets of Patimokkha's. Patimokkha's, or the 7 sets of Patimokkha's. Patimokkha's, Taming Sutras. Taming Sutra. Patimokkha is the Ndarva, do this Ndarvala. Sometimes it's like Patimokkha is the Vinayanas. It's the same. Patimokkha, all is talking about there is the discipline. There are the 7 sets of the Patimokkha's, and like a kind of the in Tibetan is like Getzer, Gelon, and like there is a 4, and then it's like Genyen, and then is the Nyeni, and then it's become the 7. And for example, first time you enter the monastery, you receive the vows of the Getzer. Getzer has Getzer father, mother of Getzer, father of the Getzer. And then it's like after the few years or maybe few months, you can to take the Gelung's vows, and then there's a father of Gelung, mother of Gelung, that become the four. And then it's like there's a Ginyen, means it's like you take the some part of, and that, and the five, and this also maybe is a father and mother, and then is six, and normally seventh one is the Nyenis number, means it's just to take the 2 days. For example, it's like a Nyoning, and one day you don't eat, one day you don't eat, like this. You take vows 2 days. These Pati Mokcha's vows you can to take times. Any these 7 sets of Pati Mokcha's vows you can take 1 week or 2 days or 1 year or 3 year, or it's like kind of the 5 year, or it's a fully your life. Then after died, it's the Pati Moksha vows is disappeared. And for example, in some Thailand or some, it's a very good kind of systems. All the boys, girls, they should their life need to become the monk 3 years. That's limited. During the 3 years, they take all this Pati Mokshas moral discipline. They really to follow up that. Then after the 3 years, then you become the normal person. You already vows finished, and but they ask beginning, have you been monk? Oh yes, I'm monk. Oh, then you are good, and like this. For example, there is one man. He was like 40 years, and then they say, I want to become monk. Okay. Then he become monk 3 years. And the beginning, of course, he was very difficult. He won't eat, he won't be normal, 40 years. He's with his wife, his children, everything. And then certainly stop everything, follow up the moral, the Pati Moksha's discipline. Then second year, he was so comfortable. Third, it extremely happily. He said, I don't want to go back to home. And I want to keep continuing. So then it's like a family say, yes, you cannot, need to come back. Then he come back, he so much cry, why I need it. And like this is, of course, you can after continue, but after 3 years you can come back. But in Tibet we have this like monasteries is a little bit they like system Pati Moksha's vows. They all the time give for life, forgive life. And you break it down until there you die, they give. And then once you take the Pati Moksha's vow, then almost, of course, you can to give up to sometimes break down, or you can to give up to say, it's like give to back to say, please can you accept me back to your vows. The preceptors go to the front of that, you can to give back, and they accept it, then it's no problem. Or maybe without like this, you break, okay, then it's like this. And therefore, Pati Mokshas there's 7 sets of the Pati Mokshas vow. Those of the male and the female, and this lay practitioner, voice monk, or the nuns, and like a kind of like this. Okay, I want to say it's like a Pati Mokshas. This is first is the Gesers Gevanhenbas, like the father and the mother. And then is first, I think, is the Gevanhen is lay persons, practitioners, father and mother. And then is the Geser father and mother, and the Gelon father and mother. And then is like the last one is like a kind of Nyeni Damba. Genyen Pamani, Geser Pamani, Gelon Pamani. And then is the last one is Nyeni. Okay, in English is they say there is, you can look, I can say it's like the first is the, I think is vows. Those are the male and the female lay practitioners, male and the female, normally father mother of male female. Then is the voice monk, are the non provisionally nuns. This is like a Gil Pamanis. And then is the fully ordained monk or the nun, and half is like kind of the true male and the female receive the vows. They are practiced the moral restraint, keeping their vows, like impaired regarding any impairment that do occur, and so on. This is like a basic shavakas. They keep this is the Vinayana's perspective and more moral discipline. This is not only for the shavaka, and also it's the Bodhisattvas also they take like this, exactly the same. Then is what is the Bodhisattvas is we call the moment view conduct is a little bit different. It's coming. Okay, now too late. Sorry. Ya sonam da tamche zikfanya toni ni padana pamye de hega nanchi walan trupa yasapan so drokan drova sho. Do you have the Allah? Maybe this one. Penas the one, Yananda Ludunimi, Satangani, Detonki, so to Kishinka, Magical Perch. Ravochiva, Messiah, Teva Dorji, then to some Jerry, Chunko, Coloni, Tayin, showing I belong to. Ravochiva, Shoko, Palanda, 30 Sansan, Pozza, the Chen, Jumbo to the Jiki Pali, Kandu Tsonko. Simozanka, something of Bati, Son of Farge, Ravochiva, Show, Timojami, Kon, Shashilo, Show, Dendria. Shopira, Shonshonda, Shana Parme, Santa Wongindo, Sando Parge, Shiver, Show, Gentian, London Jerry. Dama Baga, Tava Tashi, Don Shabundaya, Gojin Tava, Chunko Dudon, Dadan Tazo, Sando Parge, Shiver, Show. Zambi, Shindon, the teacher, Nancy Manjon, Trosson Tapa, Ton son rinzan, Shasu Dama, Ratism, Chuja, Radon Dalager. Sondo Parge, Robo Shiver, Show, the Jimmy, Chimbu Tevala, Arunchen Serge, Bemania, de Think, Son Rindi, Jazzo. Rindi, Jazilona, Je, Sondo Parge, Robo Shiver, Show. Josa Deshen Yeshi, Tsar Tonyan Hiji, Sharva Jantrali. Shoche Kandon, Chipper Poyer, the Terashiva, Toja Parminje, Sondo Parjero, Shiva, Shotana, Javarinjana. Sardoji, Roman Johnsoli, Ranjitana, Pablo Pendranam, Hidranyan, Dolin Chuda, Sondo Parjero, Shiva, Shop. And Jamni Kunji no Shana Piman Jiktan Shila Samba Jenko Samin Korji Ko Nantok Pasha Dadun Tarashi Sando Parjero Shiver Teti Lonki Shinkam Yankara Yana Yeshi Nimpokanda Zon Tarik Pim Kola Dachutun Gomba Nyamba Chani Sando Parjero Shiver Goji Kanyan Jaru Chimbo Shana Son Lasan Dejikan Koyanani Mate Tamsan Do Tamchen Jamsu Parta Janada Sondo Barge Robo Shiva Sho Chiba Shingi Kopa Sartabani Shiro Yoche Sondo Parol Yechen Nunka Rikyu Nanden Rani Manje Shingi Kopa No Rama Sondo Pari Mamba Sho Chipra Shizo Samu Tender Jason Kongin the Patrul Rinpoche Sondo Pari Poron Chen Ye Ye Ror Tarzoni Ri Panjong Jedong Jarwa Shu Chojong Tonggang Male Lang Agami Zong Kando Je Para Teli Durje Tetu Sanchoni Chepa Sar Zofa Chimbo Yen Tamo Maya Yeshi Lam Sar Chenne Yuko Nongda Zoni Jong Yen Pe Ma Take Mazo Na Sonde Malang Trabon Pembai Zenta Xiong Ce Pimi Ponyan Kandu Kankema Sala Hun Kasa Nizon Te Kachen Zadong Ganama Dato Ajobe Ma Wata Chupara Cho Chuye Namba Tafu Denba Wancho Tasuma Jancho Tuje Ye Doka Mamba Ye Yendra Jeji Loan Denba Te Bunshi Bar Cho No Mamba Jangara Pema Soda Hong Kong ri rar vi gor xin kan se pen dong de wa ma lun zhong we ni xian ren zi wang dan zhen jian cu ye xia bi sen ti ba de ji